from an aggravated assault report that occurred in the 200 block of North Fairfax. This was on Saturday night around 7:15 p.m. The female suspect in this case had got into an argument with two men that were known to her outside of her residence. One of the men was a relative of hers, the other was the other man's friend. Apparently the argument had started due to the way that the one victim had parked his vehicle in the alleyway. After this argument continued on for some time, the female suspect in this case took out a handgun and pointed it at the men and threatened to shoot both of them. She then got into an F-150 pickup that was being driven by the male suspect in this case and started to drive away from the area. The male that was in the truck took the gun away from the female and fired one round outside of the truck as it was driving away. This did not hit anybody. There were no injuries reported to the victims, who were 23 years old and 33 years old. A short time later, officers located the truck near 11th Street and Minnesota Avenue with the male and female in the truck. The female suspect at this point was driving the truck, and the male suspect in the passenger seat admitted to being the one that fired the shot outside the truck and stated that he was shooting it into a brick wall before they drove away to try to scare the people that were arguing with the female suspect off of his property. Alcohol was a factor in this incident. Both the female and the male in the truck were placed under arrest, and a handgun was located inside the truck. Officers also did locate a shell casing outside the residence where this incident took place. The female suspect who was arrested, her last name is Loyer, first name of Mary, M-A-R-Y, and middle of Ruth, R-U-T-H. 48 years old with Sioux Falls, was arrested for several charges including aggravated assault domestic, aggravated assault, loaded firearm in possession while intoxicated, and DWI first. The male suspect, last name is S-H-I-M-E-L, first name of Raymond, R-A-Y-M-O-N-D, and middle of Lee, L-E-E. 43 years old with Sioux Falls, was arrested for aggravated assault domestic, aggravated assault, loaded firearm while intoxicated, reckless discharge of a firearm, and DWI third. Questions on that today? Okay. Second aggravated assault I'll talk about was a little before 9 p.m. last night. Officers were dispatched to the 2600 block of East 8th Street for a weapons violation. It was reported that people were running around in the area with a machete and a pipe. Initially, officers did not locate the victim at the scene of the initial call, but were able to find him a short distance away. He reported that he was walking the 200 block of North Cleveland Avenue when some type of verbal exchange had occurred between him and a male and female that were at that location. The victim reported that he was walking away and the male and female had followed him, and they were carrying weapons and threatening him. A witness was nearby, and she also reported that she saw the male with a knife in his hand, and he was threatening to kill the victim several times. The suspect was then later located by officers in the 200 block in North Cleveland and was taken into custody. His last name is Foster, F-O-S-T-E-R. First a Ricky, R-I-C-K-E-Y, the middle of spelling S-T-E-P-H-E-N, 53 years old, of Sioux Falls, and was taken to jail on one count of aggravated assault. There were no injuries reported by the 32-year-old victim in this case. Questions? Okay. The rest of the log, nothing super noteworthy. There was one explosives call. This involved a man who actually showed up at the law enforcement center who had found a grenade belonging to a family member who had passed away. These kind of calls happen every once in a while, so we had a couple of our bomb squad technicians come out to safely take control of the grenade to make sure that this doesn't fall into the wrong hands. So no injuries or anything like that. It's kind of a noteworthy call from explosives. Any questions on that one? No? Okay. Larcenies or shopliftings and car hoppings. There were two larceny reports from the area of 53rd and Dunlap. This happened, looks like around the 26th, or actually the overnight hours of the 25th and the early morning hours of the 26th. A 9mm pistol was stolen from one unlocked vehicle, and a .22 rifle was stolen from another unlocked vehicle at this location. Otherwise, nothing else too noteworthy. In the larcenies, narcotics. The robbery was a man who reported that he was threatened by a male with a bottle. and took his keys and stole his car. Still trying to figure out exactly where that happened and the time that it happened. No suspects or arrests in that one right now. Rape, sex offenses, reports, simple assaults, also mostly domestics. We had 9 stolen vehicles reported since Friday, which is about average for this time. So nothing else as far as vandalisms, and the weapons violations were all reports are involved juveniles. So anything else? All right. Have a good day. Thank you.